G'day viewers, end of another week means it's time for Totally Fucked Up Friday, which I'm doing on Saturday. Shit happens. I was actually thinking about all this stuff on Friday, so it still counts. I'm going to start with a totally fucked up incident on one of my favourite websites, reddit.com. I'm often asked, where do you get all these wacky stories you use? Well, a lot of them I find on Reddit, where people share links of interest. It's not all funny pictures of cats and cute things. It's mostly, these days, pictures of cats and things, but there's still a lot of very interesting content to be found, particularly among what's called the subreddits. There's a lot of sort of subsites within the main site where people who have interest in particular things can post very much on topic links rather than general links. And one of the more popular subreddits, for better or for worse, for a while has been called Jailbait, where, let's call them aficionados of underage teenage girls, would post largely non-nude photos of teenage girls to fap over. Let's not pretend it's anything else. You know me, you know I've got nothing against fapping, nothing against porn in and of itself, but let's not pretend this site was anything other than wank material. Okay, fine, the internet's full of it, whatever. A lot of people have lobbied to have it shut down, and it has once or twice been shut down over its life, but more recently it was drawn to the attention of, among others, Anderson Cooper of CNN, who did a big expose on it. Humorously, it seems the source of his information is likely to have been from forums on other websites like 4chan and Something Awful, which, depending on who was behind it, was somewhere between shits and giggles trolling or an active attempt to take down what they saw as creepy, pedo, icky internet stuff. Anyway, lots of bad publicity for Reddit, and the people running the site decided to take down the jailbait altogether once and for all, which provoked the predictable cry of freedom of speech. Now, why this is totally fucked up, it has nothing to do with issues of freedom of speech, you self-indulgent fucking wankers! Let's not even waste time getting into a debate about the boundaries of free speech and whether it's constitutionally enshrined in whatever country or not. The whole idea of legally protected freedom of speech is protection against a government telling you what you can and can't say. This is not government involvement. This is a privately owned forum deciding that they no longer want to host particular content because they think it's to the detriment of their overall site. They're a private company. They are allowed to do that. You can object to it. You can boycott them. You can set up a competitor. But to sit there and just go, oh, freedom of speech, censorship, oppression, fuck you! You are getting your panties up your ass because someone says they don't want to host your wank pictures of underage girls! And that's what really shits me, because even if those people who do want to argue, oh, freedom of speech, the owners of Reddit, which is the magazine empire Condé Nast eventually, they haven't said, you can't look at teenage girls, that's illegal. They've said, we don't want to pay to host your pictures which threaten the integrity of our overall site. These fucking wankers have gone up and said, oh, I'm going to protest the fact that someone else won't bring together all the wank pictures I want in one place on a site that I want it on. The whole fucking internet is full of porn, you sad bastards! And don't dress this shit up in high political ideals. This is not about freedom of speech. This is about you wanting to jerk off over pictures of underage girls. Okay? That's your thing. Whatever. Why the fuck does everyone else have to be dragged into the fact you like to jerk off to pictures of underage girls? You are fucking pathetic if you have at any stage suggested this is an issue of freedom of speech. It's an issue of you're a lazy, fat fuck who likes to jerk off to pictures of teenage girls. Anywho, speaking of porn, I was somewhat shocked to read a story this week about an Egyptian man who was kidnapped, he says, because he looked like Saddam Hussein. Now, first I thought maybe it was some conspiracy theorist who said, Saddam's not really dead. He's on the loose. Let's make him pay for his crimes. But I've already given you a hint as to what the angle of this story actually is. The man says he was kidnapped by a gang who were trying to force him to portray Saddam in a porn film, which people are guessing they would then release and say it was real, found material of Saddam engaging in sex acts. First, Saddam porn? Ew, I have more problems with this than I do with the fapping over young girls. Second, when you see a picture of the guy, you'll see he looks like Spider-Hole Saddam, not military uniform moustache Saddam. My first impulse was, dude, if they're coming after you because you look like Saddam, shave the beard off. But then I thought, no wait, that's the fugitive Spider-Hole Saddam that someone wants to make porn of. Really? Someone really thinks Saddam, while he was on the run and hiding in little caves, was rooting as well? What the fuck is wrong with you people? So in essence, my point is this. Don't sit around obsessing that someone else is not hosting the particular porn that you want to look at. Face the facts. If you have ever looked at any porn of any description, you are personally responsible